Please tell me why authors, specifically romance authors, insist on using the C word in their books. Hot take here. I don't like that word. I actually hate that word. And yes, hate is a strong word in itself, but I actually despise that word. And yeah, authors, please stop using that word. June was the month of basically only reading arcs that were sent to me, and I'm not complaining. I read some really great ones, but I'm craving holding an actual physical book, and all I did was read on my Kindle. Let's start with the book that was not an arc, because my whole list of June books were arcs. I read Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope, and that is my second cowboy romance, and oh boy, it was so good. I ate it up, except the only thing I really did not like about it is because Paisley Hope uses the C word so many times in that book. I hate that word so much, and I had to literally stop thinking when it came up and say it, not say that word. I physically had to tell myself to not actually read, physically tell my brain, do not read that word out loud, just say C word. And that kind of hindered my reading experience. And I really wish authors would not use it. That's all. And other than that, it was a very cute story. I mean, it's like if you've read any cowboy romance, it kind of follows the same pattern as any other cowboy romance. Okay, now for the long list of arcs. The first one I read was Blindsided by You by Caroline Corvin. And this is a rugby romance, and it was my first sports romance. And I'm really glad it was because, one, indie authors, let's support indie authors. And two, it was set in Scotland, and I'm currently obsessed with the country and everything that has to do with Scotland. And I blame Outlander for that in the best way possible. But I really enjoyed this. It was a really cute story. It was also kind of a sad story in a way, just because of the background and how the characters interacted, I guess, because there was a sad story that brought one of the characters home, and it was a fun, good time. It was a fun, good time. That's all. Now for my most recent finished read. I literally finished this the other day, and if you want to hear my full, or you want to see my full thoughts, go check out my blog, justlinwrites.com, or I also have a post on here with the full review. But Hellbound by B.E. Francis, it involves the devil. I loved this. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to enjoy this because it was it's a slow burn, and I struggle with slow burn romances, but this one picked up pretty fast, and I loved the main characters. I loved the mailman character, Azur. He reminds me of Lucifer from the show Lucifer, and Tom Ellis is portrayal of the devil. He's so smarmy, but in a charming way, if that's even possible. And he's just pun intended, devilishly handsome. And I don't think I've ever read a fantasy / romantasy book where the mailman character is the devil. I know I've read a book with a devil character in it, but this was just fantastic and I loved it. The next one is Morning Glory Girl by Maria Ann Lenihan. I'm just gonna give you a few little details. It takes place in Martha's Vineyard. And it's a single dad story. And she's, I guess you could say, next door neighbor. Also could be a trope, I guess. I don't know. I don't usually like to use tropes in my reviews, but I enjoyed this one. I mean, not as much as some of the other ones I enjoyed this month, but it was cute. It's definitely a book for, 30-something women who are starting over and trying to figure out what they want to do with their life, because they've been doing something for so long and it's just not their passion anymore. And this is exactly what the female main character goes through, and it kind of just follows her process of figuring out what she wants to do with the rest of her life. And I just really resonated with that storyline, and I really, really enjoyed it. Next one is A Bargain So Bloody by Vasilisa Drake. Oh my god, I hope I said your name right. I'm so sorry. If I didn't, I'm sorry. But this one was iffy for me in the beginning because I'm not really into vampire stories anymore. Kind of over it. But this one was actually really interesting. Without giving away too much, it didn't follow the same type of like tropes and like storyline that a typical vampire book or movie or whatever would follow. And I mean, there are some of the hallmarks of a vampire story in this book, but it was good. And the twist at the end, I'm not gonna give it away, don't worry. That's what hooked me, like fully hooked me into this. I mean, yeah, it was at the end and it was left at a cliffhanger because this is a series, the first book of a series. But man, oh man, I'm excited for the second book. That's all I have to say. Now, this last one I listened to, this is The Dagger and the Flame by Doyle. I think I would have appreciated this one more if I would have immersive read it. I kind of found myself like disassociating and like not really paying attention to the story. And I think if I would have had the physical book in front of me, I would have liked it more. So this will most definitely be probably a reread for me. But I did enjoy I enjoyed the narrators. So the only thing I didn't totally like is that I would have loved if the male narrator would say the lines of the male main character in the female chapters, the female main character chapters, and like vice versa. But other than that, it was an alright read. So that was my June reading wrap up. I'd love to know what your favorite book of June was, and happy reading.